Right everyone, let's have a little bit of a deal. I guarantee if you watch this video in its entirety, you will hit better hybrid shots than ever before. Hi everyone, my name's James Robinson. Welcome back to Get Good at Golf. On this channel we aim to help you get good at golf Monday right through the end of the week to Friday. Guys, if you want bonus content, if you want giveaways, if you want meetups in the summer, make sure you check out our Sunday Club, which is a membership that we are running. The link is in the description below for that. But I promise I will get you hitting your hybrid better. How do you hit consistent hybrids? We all know that the hybrid used to be called a rescue club. It's very much a club that can help mid-handicap golfers with 200 yard, 180 yard, 170 yard shots. But tour pros also use hybrids when required. So how can I get the most out of a hybrid? You see, one of the first things that I see people do wrong with the hybrid is set up wrong. If you set up wrong to any golf shot, you're going to be in trouble straight away. So I see people who set up with the hybrid at the back of the stands here and have a forward shaft lean. This is very much like my dad. My dad plays shots like this. Sometimes they're okay, but generally what that's going to do, if the ball's too far back, it means we're going to get steep on the ball. And if your hybrid looks like it's had a little bit of a rough time on top there, this might be what you do. You might do it without realizing, because with an iron, yes, you want that ball back, yes, you do want the handle forward, but a hybrid's totally different. We want it just forward of center, probably creeping towards the front of the stance. It doesn't want to be like a driver, it doesn't want to be on the left big toe, doesn't want to be like a 3-wood, it wants to have its own ball position just here, just forward of center. And what this is going to allow me to do is take the club away nice and shallow to the ground. That's going to have a nice wide arc on the move away, as David Ledbetter would say. Then from there I can move the club to a nice position at the top of the backswing. Now the downswing is just a recycled version of that in reverse. So as I come down again, the club's nice and far away from me, it's still a wide arc. I come through to the ball, it's a nice shallow angle of attack. I'm not hitting down on it, there's no real turf interaction. Some modern day hybrids might have like a V-steel technology or a dual sole technology here, so if you do catch the ground a little bit, that is designed to help you get the strike, but ideally we're not going to hit the ground. It hasn't got a leading edge that wants to dig into the ground, so we're not going to do that. So I'm going to hit you on here, ball position nice and forward, take the club away nice and shallow, and I'm not really trying to play a specific shape shot. I'm just going to aim at the target and try and hit a pretty straight shot. And as you can see there, the ball launches really nice and high. That came out just a little bit toey, so it had a little bit of turn on it, and you can see that from the strike on this face. Now another thing that hybrids feature is bulge and roll. So it features a roll on the face. If you hit the ball out the toe, that face will gear closed, it will go slightly left. That's designed to help the ball stop going right. That is there to help you, and the heel does the opposite. So if you strike it heely, the club will do the opposite and the ball might well go the other way. So if I do all those things correctly, I have the ball in the right position, I take the club away nice and shallow, this could be potentially the best club for me out of, say, a 7-wood or a driving iron, but it's also fairly versatile as well. So if I do want to play a shot that goes nice and high, I'm going to think about my spine angle through the shot. So I'm going to keep my spine angle pretty much behind the ball, load it to the top of the backswing like we said, and as I come down into the ball, my weight always wants to go left. With any club in the bag, with an iron, with a driver, with a hybrid, it always wants to go left, but my spine angle is going to determine just what kind of shot I play. So if I try and play a shot that goes nice and high, I'll load up to the top, and you can see just how high that ball has gone. I've actually lost my balance a touch there, but I don't mind that. That ball was more central at the face, but we're in a par 3 at 220 yards here, and it's hit the green. Today's a little bit windy, so you might not want to play that shot. You might not want to play the shot where your sternum stays slightly behind the ball and you present more dynamic loft to it, because the wind will knock it out of the sky. Although the hybrid is designed obviously to go a little bit higher than an iron, because the centre of gravity is a little bit further back, producing a higher MOI. What if I want to play a lower shot? What if I want to play a shot on a windy day that means I can play more of a bullet trajectory, which is going to land and release after its flight? So there I'm going to scoot the ball position ever so slightly back. If Chris comes face on, he'll see that I'm not moving it back earlier like I said that my dad does. And the big problem with that, I meant to mention earlier, that if you play a slice, generally if you get steeper down into the ball, you generally cut across the ball as well just a little bit more. So if you're going to then play a high spinning slice that starts low, you're not going to get any distance, you're not going to get any control, and you're not going to hit the shot that you want to play. So if I have that ball probably more middle of the stance, it's certainly not going to be towards the back, the handle's forward, and as I come down into the ball, I'm going to feel like I turned my body just a touch earlier, get that handle forward, and you can see dynamically there's less loft on that club. This is a 21-degree hybrid, and if I just deal off that a little bit dynamically, that plays more like a 2 hybrid, like a 19-degree, and that's going to come out a little bit lower. Obviously the shaft length is still the same, so the ball speed is going to be the same, so it's not going to promote much more distance like you would get maybe with a 19-degree, but the ball flight will be very similar. And this is where, if you're a mid-handicap golfer and you can start to picture the shots you want to play, do I want a high shot, a medium shot, a low shot, you can start to play better distances and start to just improve your shots from around 200 yards. And you can see that shots come out a lot lower, however still the same towards the right hand side of the green. Guys, Chris has got a great drill for you to use with hybrids so you can hit them more consistently off the tee. And remember, if you watch this video right to the end and put it into play, I guarantee you'll be a better hybrid player than 10 minutes ago.
So guys, we're going to talk about a drill here, and one big thing we see, or I certainly see with hybrids when people put them in the bag, is they don't know how to release the club. So they think about driver, they think, oh right, do I get it a little bit earlier and put some more loft on there because I want to launch it, or is it an iron and do I go a little bit later? What are you trying to do? So we want to think it's a very neutral release. So we just want a normal release here, and depending on the ball positions that James has just mentioned, depending on the shot shape or the shot flight you are trying to select, is we need to think about where you're releasing that. But if I have the ball position back like James mentioned, I'm trying to play a low one, again, it's back in the stance a little bit, my weight is slightly ahead. All I've done there is I've opened my stance a little bit because obviously the club is still working down. So what we see here is people try and hold that off. All right, I want to play it low with my hybrid, so I get it back, I hold it off, and they send it low, but they send it very low and a long way out to the right, and that's not what we want to do. We want to just open up our stance a little bit if we knock it back, and we're then going to release this club as normal. Because it's a little bit back in the stance, because I'm now going to be returning less dynamic loft, that is going to get it launching low. I don't have to hold the club off to do that. We've done that by the ball position. The same as if I then move the ball position forwards, a lot of people try and hang back, they release it early because they want to get it launching high, and we start to see the one that turns over and quickly goes left. We're treating every single shot with a hybrid as if it was just in front of centre. We're treating it nice and neutral, that club edge releasing, we're not holding off and we're not trying to add loft, we're going to just make sure that we do the same release every time. So if I try and play that low one, I'm going to get that back in my stance, ever so slightly open with the stance. I'm just going to treat that absolutely normal, nothing different. And you will see there,
go in,
that has launched,
go in,
very low,
oh,
pitched right next to the flag, and has come out exactly how I wanted it to. Probably the closest I've been to holding
yeah, what
one.
a shot that is, by the way.
Still don't have one. It would have been nice in the snow as it comes down.
It would.
But guys, you've got to think, keep your release neutral. Don't try and manipulate that club. Don't try and hold it off. Don't try and add loft. Try and be as neutral as possible. Think about just what shot do you want and commit to that. And as the snow comes down, guys, I'm going to leave you there. And that tip should hopefully get you good at golf.